Welcome to Paranormal Central, broadcasting live from Central California with your hosts Jeffrey Gonzalez and Alan Thomas. Broadcasting video worldwide at paranormalcentral.net and broadcasting audio on the Dark Matter Network at artbell.com. Are you ready to witness something that you cannot explain?
I'm looking for you. You're looking for me. We have to decide what it will be. Can it be true? Can I believe the unexplained? Look into the sky. You realize you're not alone. Open your eyes. You can find the trail that goes wrong.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Paranormal Central. Hello. Broadcasting live from Fresno, California. Thanks, Ellen, for, we're having, I don't want to say technical difficulties, but we're having fun over here on this side. Hi, everybody. 2-week vacation, I guess. That's what it basically is messing with my brain right now. So thank you, everybody, for showing up tonight, wherever you may be. I really appreciate it, because without you, we have nothing. We have nada. We don't have a show without our audience. So, and I really appreciate that. My name is Jeffrey Gonzalez. I am the host of Paranormal Central. To my right, to your left, we have Alan Thomas.
Hello, everybody.
And manning the boards is Emerald Bonilla.
Hey, guys.
And I want to appreciate, again, everybody who's listening in, because now we have a lot of people who are listening in. We are being broadcasted now on the Dark Matter Network around the world on artbell.com, and that is like a dream come true right there as it is. So what we're going to do tonight is we have actually a surprise, and if you are not following us on Facebook, then you don't have a clue who we have coming on tonight, but I'm going to tell you anyways. It is the director Brian Jaynes of independent film that's going to be coming out here next month. It's called Bigfoot Wars, and they actually have a couple of some serious actors playing on that. You guys remember Judd Nelson from The Breakfast Club, and you remember C. Thomas Howell from E.T. and Red Dawn and all these other shows. Well, they're in that movie, and we have the director tonight, and we're going to talk to him. And I got a feeling it's going to be good. What do you think, Ellen?
I mean, it's going to be good.
It's going to be good.
Every time you say Judd Nelson anywhere, all the women go,
Ah! Yeah, I did.
I didn't even know who the guy was.
Cheryl, right? I said Judd Nelson. Cheryl goes, ah. Whatever.
I said it to my wife, too, just to see. And, she, wow.
Well,
and we possibly could be interviewing that.
Actually, we've already got the word. We are going to be interviewing Judd Nelson and C. Thomas Howell.
Really?
Yes, really. In probably within the next couple of weeks. But
getting goosebumps. No.
So this is cool. I tell you, we're moving up in the world. I got a feeling, though, this interview that we're going to have with Judd Nelson, Brian Jaynes, the director, is going to be a really good one. But first, what we're going to have is we have our two reporters. Ken out of the East Coast, he's going to be giving us a scoop on recent UFO sightings and past UFO sightings that you must know about.
And he's good ones.
Yeah, and we got pictures to show you. And for those who are on the artbellrightnow.com website, we have the photographs up there right now, so you don't have to watch us on live stream. You can just go to to Art Bell. But what we suggest for you to do is, because of the sound quality and the audio quality, I would rather have you guys mute us at live stream, but still watch us here, and go to artbell.com and listen to us there, because the audio quality is way better. And like my wife hates to say it when I say this, but way more better. All right, so let's do this. Let's get Ken on the phone right now, and after Ken, we're going to have Danny Balderrama. He's our Bigfoot person, and he's going to give us the scoop on the past 2 weeks on what's going on with Bigfoot. So right now we have Ken. Ken, are you there, buddy?
Yeah, hey Jeff, how you doing?
Hi, Ken. How's it going, man?
Is that Alan? How you doing, Alan?
Real good, man. You've been having some good stuff lately. I got to tell you.
Yeah, we've had some pretty neat things come across. I thought there'd be more, but with you having a week off, I thought I'd have a few more for you. But
well, the video.
I'll have some real super ones next week. That's for sure.
Right on.
That video was awesome that you put out where the UFO is like jetting out the cloud. Oh man, that was good.
Yeah, that was pretty. Like I said, every once in a while, I come across something good like that I think is legit. So I'll send them to you, and you can air them if you like.
Sweet.
Right on. Okay, let's go ahead and start off with picture number 1. And let me get that up on the screen here. And for all those who are who are on the Art Bell website right now, you can go to the Paranormal Central link on the front page, I believe it's at. And these photographs that Ken sent us over are actually marked 1 through 6 or 7 tonight. So right now we have number 1 up, and you can go ahead and check us out. Go for it. We have number 1 up. Ken, shoot.
Yeah, that's a picture. It reminds me of a multicolored flower, a carnation, something like that, or possibly fireworks, but I know it wasn't. Yeah, this was April 4th, about 3 weeks ago, 2014, in Boston, Massachusetts. Brief statement is the witness said that I went outside in the middle of the night after leaving after learning that my friend's brother was killed on his motorcycle. I went out to pray in the smoke. I was upset. I looked up and saw this in the sky. Came in and got the camera and my husband to look at it, and we both watched it. We were in the city, and we don't see things like this here. It was red and yellow and centrifugal type movement with what seemed like a red X-shaped center and yellow light emitting. I have never seen anything like this before. I wanted to see if you could investigate. I sent it to the news station, but of course they will even bother with it. I know what we saw. It was planet size and it was moving. It is between 2 stars, and the stars or satellites are stationary, and the object is moving, glowing, emitting light. I'm not sure what it is, but it is not Earth-made. That is for sure. Yeah, I was able to. Apparently, the photo had a lot of millions of pixels, so I was able to crop this out and zoom in on it. But no, that's very strange. I have no idea what that could be.
Very cool.
And
yep, that is weird.
Size. Wow,
that's weird.
Huge.
All right, let's go number 2. All right, I've got number 2
Yeah,
up.
now this is the. There's 4 photos there, 4 separate photos of the eclipse and an object that was flying around the moon.
Ooh, this is recent, right?
Yeah, that was April 15th when we had the lunar eclipse, and this was taken on, of course, April 15th this year, Irving, Texas. This was during around the time of the total eclipse, and the brief statement is around 1:15 a.m. I went outside to watch the lunar eclipse, and I was taking pictures and saw the red orb or whatever it is moving around the moon. When I first noticed it, I thought it might be a plane from the airport nearby, but then I thought, you dummy, planes weren't around. The object moved around the moon and behind it and came out the other side. It was pretty interesting. I just kept taking pictures. I figured enough is enough and went to bed. Didn't think anything about it until I showed a friend the next day, and he was amazed. So here it is, and if you scan down on there, you can see this. Matter of fact, the third picture down, this thing looks like there's a photo of it. It looks more like a clamshell than anything. And then the last photo there, you can see that it's just heading on the other side, apparently the dark side of the moon, from what I could think. But there was a lot of videos. And a lot of reports of people seeing strange things, either before, during, or after that eclipse on April 15th.
For somebody to get this object and going, around I'm looking at it, and it's a big object, man.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
This is not a small little craft, 2-seater or 3-seater. I mean, the size compared to the moon and I'm watching it right now go behind the moon, and this object is about a fifth of the size of the moon, which is telling me, dude, this thing is huge, whatever it is.
Yeah,
it's
I
like
was thinking
giant
the same thing. Now, if it wasn't for that last picture, you could assume that, this object
Right.
was, put pretty far away from the moon and in our atmosphere, but that's kind of proof right there that this thing went behind the moon and it was very large.
Wow. That's scary. That's actually pretty scary.
That's the biggest thing
It
I
is.
think I've ever seen.
That is actually really scary to think about that. We have something like that flying around the moon and probably flying around to Earth, and I'm pretty sure we know what it is, and we're not being told what it is. Is it ours? It could be, but that's got to be awfully big, whatever it is. So,
Yeah, humongous, really.
all right, I've got number 6 up,
Wow.
and this was
This was a cool photo there.
this was taken by a pilot, I think.
Looks like a V-shaped type of a craft or something. This was April 2014 in Caloundra, Australia. I think that's how you pronounce it. Brief statement is a commercial pilot with more than 30 years' experience had been left searching his head over mysterious lights he saw over Caloundra on Good Friday. The pilot, who does not want to be identified, said he has never seen anything through the cockpit window that compared to the experience. It has the self-confessed world's greatest skeptic questioning everything he believes about UFOs. The Pelican Watersman was admitting the sky with friends about 8 p.m. last Friday when they first saw 2 colored lights in the sky. He said that they reminded him of Chinese lanterns rising high into the sky and heading south and then east.
That wasn't no Chinese lantern.
Yeah, no way.
No way.
And then he says, then a third warm orange glow appeared and suddenly changed direction, tracked northeast, and quickly disappeared. We were looking for an identifier, a beacon or strobe light, but there wasn't any. He thought. I thought it had the characteristics of an object that could fly, and I was curious as to what the lights were. So, yeah, since this thing took off and disappeared quickly, it certainly was not a Chinese lantern. That's for sure.
That's for sure. So, right on. Now, this photo that I have, actually, you sent. I'm on your email list, so when you send out stuff, I get it. Your stuff, and this recent photograph of a large rectangle object coming out of the sky. Were you gonna talk about this next week, or because
no, I can.
Okay.
I have the information here.
Okay,
so,
yeah, I got the photograph right now up on the screen, and it was sent to artbell.com as well. So, you know what? This is a really cool shot. This is actually,
really,
again, another scary shot, to be honest. I mean, so what do you got? What information do you have on this?
Well, actually, this photo here was a lot of times what I do sometimes, if there's a very good article, a very good sighting case that doesn't have a picture or a photo, sometimes I use a photo rendering of either something made up, or I use a photo of another sighting, a real photo from another sighting at another location. And that was the case on this one. As a matter of fact, this photo, the real photo, this was photographed on September 2011 in Round Rock, Texas. And I do have a brief statement about the photo itself. It basically says here, I normally do not pay much attention to UFO sightings or even read about them. This may sound strange, but the prior day I was watching on the internet an experience that someone had with a UFO. I normally don't read these stories, but this was coming from a prominent Christian telling about his experience he had more than 40 years ago. Today I decided to buy a new book and read and purchased the book, Majestic, for no particular reason until I began to read what it was all about, the story about the Roswell incident. And then came home and had the feeling to look out my window in my apartment and saw nothing. 10 minutes later, I had this feeling again to look out my window, and I saw a rectangle-shaped object that seemed as large as an 18-wheeler or bigger, hovering at least 1,000 feet above, from right to left slowly for about 5 minutes. It was moving. And then it began to move away at a faster pace until it disappeared in the horizon. about after about 2 minutes. I took pictures because it seemed very odd that something shaped like a rectangle was flying with nothing else near it. So that is the actual statement from that photo. And it's very rare do we get rectangle case files or even photos are very, very rare of rectangles. But of course, I have quite a few on my website. But that's what that real photo was all about. That was
Awesome.
from Round Rock, Texas, in September of 2011.
Okay, and I when you sent me that alert, I got this and I said, "Wow, this is a really cool photo." So I wanted to show everybody this. So, okay, right on.
Oh yes, no problem. If there's anything that I send you during the week that you think would go great on your show, just either let me know or just add it to it.
All right.
I'll take care of it when I see you guys on Sunday.
Sounds good. All right, as everybody knows, or if you don't know, Ken has a website that has several thousand photographs of UFOs and really good ones too. There is a link on our website at paranormalcentral.net. You can go to it. It is linked, named Reporters, and Ken Pfeiffer is the guy on the East Coast. He is an investigator for MUFON, and he has a website. Give everybody your website one more time, Ken.
It's worldufophotos.org. And my news website is worldufophotos.news.org. I'm a chief investigator for MUFON in Jersey, Vermont, and Rhode Island. So, I already have a couple photos and then case files that I'm going to load up already for your show next week. So, I'll send about 5 or 6 out if you like.
Right on. All right, sounds good, Ken. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next week, okay?
Okay, Alan and Jeff, thanks for having me on. You guys have a great week.
Take care,
too,
man. See
Good
ya.
night.
All right, that was
Night
Ken.
there.
All right, well, we're going to have Mr. Danny Valderrama, if he is ready. Emerald is going to go ahead and get him on the line again in about, actually right after we talk with Danny, we're going to go ahead and contact our interviewee, and that would be Mr. Brian Jaynes, the director of Bigfoot Wars, and we're going to go ahead and talk to him. So right now we got Danny.
I mean, Ken, he's been having some really good videos lately. Good stuff.
Danny Valderrama. Danny Valderrama. Hello, are you there?
Danny.
Is this the #1 show on live stream?
That's
Yeah.
right. You are the
All
fifth
right.
caller. I'm sorry, we're looking for the sixth caller. Bye. What's up?
Hey, how you guys doing?
You
Really good.
running over anybody lately?
Not yet.
You know what? I hate to. I had to say that.
Yep, every week.
Remind everybody, stay off the streets when Danny is driving. No, okay. All right, what do we got, Danny? I'm gonna go number one.
All right. The #1 is just fun facts.
All right, fun facts.
All right,
Fun
this is created by Brad Jonesy. Just in case you didn't know, a Bigfoot can run up to 30 miles per hour. It can easily jump lengths of 10 feet. It likes dried dog food. I didn't know that.
Say it again. What?
It likes dried dog food.
Really?
I think they could jump farther than 10 feet.
Now, how does he know they like? Well, you know what,
I don't know. He must have. They must take it out there with.
dude? Then we need to take a bag of dog food in with us.
Ah, maybe,
Well,
the
one
tracks,
person or even groups in the wilderness out of curiosity.
the tracks
Little
I
big
saw
trees,
were
snap
12
branches.
feet. I mean, that's
You know what we ought to
farther
do,
than
Danny,
10.
is we'll take a bag of dry dog food, a big bag, and we'll tie a rope, and we'll have Robert Scott with his bow and arrow or his crossbow shoot a string over a large limb and pull a rope, and we'll hang the thing
hang
at
it up
about
like 10 feet
10
up.
feet or 11 feet up in the middle of somewhere and just let it hang.
Bears?
Bears can't reach that.
You sure?
There you
Positive.
go.
Yeah.
Okay,
not
well,
these
that's- okay,
The
bears.
animal in the forest with us.
That's what we're going to do. Okay. Right on. See, I learned something today. Dog food.
I'm sleeping in the truck.
I'm with you there.
All right. Okay, so more on this.
It stands 6 to 10 feet tall.
Mhm.
It weighs anywhere from 400 to 1,000 pounds. The tracks are usually 12 to 22 inches. And they're immune to pepper spray, and that they're known for not sneezing. Another fun fact I did not know.
Not known for what?
they're not capable of sneezing.
What's that noise? Is that you?
Yeah, sorry.
I've never heard that.
Sneeze.
Man.
Well, I mean, if a Bigfoot sneezes in the forest, are you going to hear him?
I won't be anywhere near.
Right? Right?
It makes you wonder if they even make any bodily sounds.
If they fart in the forest, are you going to hear it? We don't know if they fart.
No.
Where did this guy get his information from? I don't want to go buy a bag of dog food and it doesn't work.
You have
phone number's at the
dogs.
bottom. If you wanna call.
He's calling the phone number. Hey, dude. Okay.
There were over 2,300 reported sightings in 2012, and those are just the ones that were reported, not the ones that people were too scared to report. And about 7% of people definitely think that there is a Bigfoot out there. 22% say probably. 38% are undecided. 23% are doubtful. And 10% think it's a bunch of malarkey.
I think the...
They need to go camping.
Yeah, let's take them with us, and we'll change their minds right away. So, okay. Well, this is cool. I learned a couple things about sneezing and dog food. All right.
Wow.
I'm going to try to make
That's
one
dog-
sneeze now. We need to take pepper in dog
Pepper.
food.
Maybe that's why they call him the dog man. I don't know.
Okay. I have here a badge. What's this?
This is was posted on YouTube by the person calling himself Big Truth. He published this on January 22nd of this year. He is the grandson of a California Fish and Game officer, a warden in Northern California. And he had been talking to his grandson. He said at first he didn't believe in Bigfoot and all this stuff, and until he had his first sighting. And he told his grandson about it one day. But he made his grandson promise not to say anything about it because he was afraid of losing his job. He said someone else in their department had reported a sighting. They were given a bad time, and they either got released or transferred. He wasn't sure what one happened. But the person was gone after that. So he asked his grandfather was ill, and he asked him again if he could say anything, and his grandfather said, "When I die, you can tell whoever you want. Just wait till I die." So
Wow.
his grandfather passed away, and he came out with this information. He actually recorded on a video, so I can post it on your page.
Ooh.
But he said his grandfather was going back on Highway 20 from Mendocino to the Willits area off of 101. And rounding a corner, he saw a Bigfoot step out on the road. He said it was just huge. And said if anybody ever says it looks like an ape, they're lying, because this one looked human, just a lot bigger.
Yep.
So he said it just left. It's just there for a couple seconds and it was gone. But he said he had a second sighting. He said near the Eel River, he was cutting wood with some friends, and the river was at flood stage. I guess it was during the winter or something. It was moving pretty fast. And they were cutting wood, and they turned around and looked in the river, and he saw a dead Bigfoot float by. He said it looked exactly like the one he saw before, same characteristics, same features, looked human but covered in hair. So he couldn't reach it, but he wanted to get it for science, but he couldn't reach it because the river was going so fast, so he doesn't know where that ended up. But it was somewhere on the Eel River. He said there was no policy in place about them talking about it in the department. They just understood you didn't do it.
Right.
Fish and game officers probably have a lot of stories if you can get them along.
A lot of stories. You're right on that, man. I know they have a lot of stories.
He's 100% right about it looking like a man, because what I saw looked like a man. It was gracefuler than me. It was faster than me. It was bigger than me, and it wasn't no ape. I don't know where they get the ape thing. That doesn't. I don't get it. You know.
The fur,
Maybe in Florida. I mean, because those are smaller. And
The skunk ape,
would look more like an ape.
right?
The skunk ape, yeah.
Well, remember that the video that you sent me in the message today? I mean, that guy, he said it looked like a feral human. Remember?
Yeah.
In the video.
Mhm.
I mean, even that guy said it was a human, and he was in somewhere over there in the south.
And that was in Louisiana, I believe.
That's a really good story. I mean, that scared the crap out of that guy, man.
Yeah.
He had two of them chasing him.
That's crazy. So, okay, we got the third picture, and I believe that's Mr. Gimlin talking behind the podium there.
Yeah. This happened this weekend. It was a 2-day event, and I hope to get there one day. It's a
Me
26th
too.
annual Ohio Bigfoot Conference.
Let's make it
We
for
had
next
about five-
year.
What's
Let's
that?
do it. Let's do it for next year. Let's all try to plan and save to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
They had about 500 people attend.
Whoa.
I already asked them when the dates are for next year. I'm going to try to get there. It was at the Salt Fork State Park Lodge and Conference Center. It's been going since 1989. Saturday it was from 1 to 9, and then Sunday, today, it was from 10:30 to 1 p.m. It's a Don Keating organizes it every year. He's been squatching since '84.
Ooh.
And the speakers this
You know,
year were
Don
Lyle
King.
Blackburn.
That's what he said, right?
About the Creek and Lizard Man books. We've had him on the show here too. And Cliff Barrickman was also there from Finding Bigfoot. And Charlie Raymond. He's
Thomas
also been on the
Finley.
History Channel and BBC. I
And-
believe he was the one. He's the founder and the lead investigator for the Kentucky Bigfoot Research Organization. I believe he was on TV. He took Larry the Cable Guy out squatching one time.
Yeah, Yami Yamarone was there.
Yeah,
I
Tom,
mean,
Tom Yamarone was there.
yeah.
He was there singing. He's been singing since 2003. He's been investigating for about 10 years. He lives out in Livermore, but he made it down there.
And Brackman, Cliff Brackman.
Yeah.
They
Bob
had,
Gimlin was also there.
Yep.
He and Roger Patterson, who passed away in '72, were the ones
Yeah.
that filmed the fatty creature
Yeah.
walking in Bluff Creek.
he said it was Don Keating, right? Not Don King.
Yep.
I was born you said Don King. Good.
And what's interesting about this Bigfoot conference is that they have you get in groups, I guess, and you travel from training station to training station. So they're short, intensive seminars geared towards people who are new to Bigfooting. So if you just want to sharpen your skills or learn something for the first time, they teach you how to cast footprints, how to track an animal, and then do surveillance,
Ooh.
basic and advanced gear for your backpack. They show you how to interview a witness and how to select a search area, what to look for, and also how to network and develop leads and search areas. So it sounds pretty interesting. They sound like they got it well organized.
Yeah. I mean, they've been doing it since '89. Yeah, you would think.
Yeah.
500 people is a lot of people.
Yeah.
Really?
And
Oh,
a
that's
lot
all?
of people on my
That's
friends
it?
list were there.
That's a lot of people, dude.
500?
Yeah, that's a lot of people. Well, you have to understand,
I mean,
when you talk about Bigfoot investigators, and I'm not trying to belittle them, but you know, these people come from all over the United States.
Oh yeah, I know.
And it takes
in the world, like
Yeah, in the world.
Finley,
Yeah,
he came from England to go there.
and it takes money.
Yeah.
So and us Bigfoot investigators don't have a lot of money.
No, that's true.
You know,
spend
so-
all our money on gear.
Yeah, so it takes a lot for these guys, and these guys probably save up just a whole year to go to this thing, and 500 people is a lot of people, to be honest. So
It looked like it was just $40 for tickets.
That's
and
cheap,
the
man.
VIP tickets. And then they had an overflow room where it wasn't a huge room, but it held a lot of people. And then there was an overflow room that had a video screen that you can get into for like $10.
Oh,
Wow, that's kind of
Yeah,
cool.
Terribly
Huh?
expensive.
right.
But great.
Maybe we could get invited to guest speak or something.
So we don't
Yeah.
know nothing about Bigfoot.
Yes, that's
Yeah, right. How is Ohio, right? How many states
Yeah.
is that away from California?
Too many.
Yeah,
Maybe like more
No,
than
it's
halfway.
like 5, 4.
4 states. Take a couple of days to drive there.
Drive.
Yeah, or fly. So okay, right on. All right, I have. No, we can have Danny drive us and kill a couple of Bigfoots on the way.
I won't stop for nothing.
Let's see. Okay, I got picture number 5 up now. I'm showing everybody
Oh, man, that looks like fun.
all the people that are like walking around and talking with everybody, having a good old time. That's cool. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get out of this one and go to number 6, which is that one Bigfoot that we think it's a
Yeah,
Bigfoot walking way out in that. Now, this just came out today or yesterday, right?
Saturday. So Saturday.
Saturday, yesterday. Okay, tell everybody what
Yeah.
we're looking at.
Well, this is posted by M. Lamont. I think he's only got one post, and it was posted yesterday. A possible Sasquatch outside of Squamish, British Columbia. They're claiming it's a 2-minute and 43-second video. So they're at the 7,000-foot level, and they were looking down. And the
Oh,
subject
yeah.
is moving quickly through the snow. can't see any footprints because it's pretty far back.
Right.
But
Now,
the shape is just kind of a blob. I did send Alan a stabilized version of it.
That's cool
You can
too.
see it. You can see something like almost running
now,
through the snow.
for people who haven't seen the video yet, it is on the website all over the place. It's on my Facebook wall. It's probably on Alan's wall.
It's mine, yeah.
And it's probably on Danny's wall. This video, you're probably going, well, it's probably a person. Well, this is in Canada. This is 7,000, 8,000 foot elevation, and they actually have the video camera, and it pans out, and they actually, let you see where they're at, and they're in the freaking nowhere, guys. Okay,
Nothing around.
where?
There's nothing around.
Nothing, absolutely nothing.
And that Bigfoot is like 3 miles or more from them,
Right.
I mean, for them to even see it,
It hasn't been a good size.
it had to be huge.
Right. Now, just to let everybody know, this is a snapshot of the video, but we've seen the video, and they've got the video camera zoomed in on it, and this thing is making track on the snow. Now, if anybody and everybody who's ever walked on snow, you got one foot, and then the other foot, you have to pull it out, and then get the other foot, this thing was like jogging through the snow.
Yeah, the stabilized version looks like it's running.
Okay.
It does.
If he's running, this guy must have some killer calves and some killer leg muscle because he was moving fast.
When he turned uphill, going up, then I knew. I mean, he was making tracks going
Right.
up that hill. Any human would have took them 20 minutes or more to get what he did in a few seconds.
Right.
I mean, he went
It was a
100
person?
yards, man. No,
No,
I
if
don't
it
think so.
no, if it was a person,
Yeah,
it would
if.
have taken him way too long.
If it was a person, they were probably lost, and they were probably in trouble.
True.
That's true, yeah.
True. And then I was thinking, okay, is it maybe part of this group that they sent him way out there and we're going to videotape you and say it's a Bigfoot? You know what? I really doubt that. I really do.
No, he wouldn't
I
even
wouldn't
get
even
back
do that.
before
That's
it
a
was.
long way.
That's a long
Yeah.
way, right? And then
It's
what if an
long.
avalanche occurs or something? Then you're dead meat and they're sending you out there as the guinea pig. No, this is
They could have yelled. They could have yelled, and if it didn't cause an avalanche,
yeah.
then the person would have turned and waved its arms, signaling for help. Or
Right.
if it would have waved to them. But if it was a Bigfoot, it could have dropped to all fours and took off.
Yeah.
Sometimes the Bigfoots are known to wave, though. When you wave at them and they're far like that, they'll wave at you. Like that one that was up on the mountain and everybody was waving at it, and it was waving back, and it was waving its arms as like mad at him, but it was waving.
Right.
But I actually messaged those guys and asked for more information. Hopefully they send it to me, and I even told them, maybe we could bubble gum. That was a
That would
good
be
movie.
crazy.
Okay.
Man, it's glasses, and you could see their heartbeat, or you could see. Does it
You can
change?
see the blood flowing through their body.
Wow,
That's some crazy stuff there.
that sounds like fun, huh? Let's get some.
Okay. All right, Danny. What else, man?
I think that's it.
That's it. Okay.
You know what? I did find one thing that was kind of interesting. We did play the David Pilates interview a couple weeks back when we were not on for Easter.
Uh-huh.
I think it was. And somebody was saying that the books were pretty expensive, so I went on his website and I checked. NA Bigfoots search.com. His books are $24.95, but on Amazon they're selling for $79.
Whoa.
Wow,
$79.
wow, they went way up since the
Wow.
last time.
His popularity went through the roof.
Yep.
And so I don't know why. But isn't David Pilates the one who puts the price tag on the items? Yeah.
No, not on Amazon.
Oh,
That's why
no?
he sells them on his own page for $24.95. On his own page, he puts the price on them, but not on Amazon.
So
See,
the
that doesn't-
Amazon is making.
I guess they heard that he was doing really well and heard people were wanting his book, so they probably ordered a bunch, and then that's okay. Well, then that makes sense. I didn't know
Hey.
Amazon could do that.
Danny, did you
Yeah,
get
I
a
know.
chance to watch the second Survivor Man, Bigfoot?
I did watch it.
What did you think about that? About he had a flare. Okay, Todd had a flare,
Right.
and he was showing him where he had to stay the night, and then these things are growling. You could hear the growling in the video,
Something growling. Yeah.
Oh man, and the guy is getting all high pitched and everything. Get away, get away! So like a little girl screaming almost,
That was pretty interesting. I hope that never happens to me though.
Me either, because that.
I hope they're friendly. The ones we find are friendly and want to sit down by the campfire and have dinner with us or something.
Have a smoke.
Yeah, well, I don't know. They growl and scream at us from afar, though. Like that one day, it was like 10 screams.
That was crazy.
I think it had a baby, though, because somebody that we know that goes up there was there the day before, and they thought they heard a baby crying.
Really?
Yeah, it was Joe. Joe was up there with his friend, and they drove around on the other side of the valley and got out and were walking around, and they hear a baby crying, and they were trying to figure out where the baby was. And then we're in there the next day, and the thing is roaring at us, right? And coming from the area where those guys were hearing the baby cry.
Wow.
That makes sense.
I could be totally off, but,
A protective mother instinct or father instinct. And okay.
Memorial Day is coming up. Those gates will be open soon.
Yep, exactly.
I'm already getting my gear out and checking it out.
Right on. All right, Danny, thank you very much.
All
and keep us in the loop, as always, all week, and we'll see you next Sunday.
See you later, Danny.
All right, we'll see you guys.
Okay, see ya.
Bye.
guys.
Bye.
See ya.
All right, that was Danny Valderrama. Okay, now we have a very, very cool guest coming up here pretty soon. I can't wait for him to come on. There are quite a few Bigfoot movies coming out.
Yes, there
all
is.
over the place. And why is that? Well, the popularity of Bigfoot is really hitting the roof. I mean, after Finding Bigfoot started, several years ago, it's one of those things where, it's a dream of somebody to go on an expedition. They want to go and find him or them. I mean, it's been a dream of mine for so long since I was a kid, and now I'm doing what I'm doing. It's like you can't. I can't comprehend the position I'm at right now doing what I'm doing. And there are so many people out there who, in the back of their minds, who don't say anything, but who watch all these shows on TV. And I'm talking about actors, all right? I'm talking about rock stars. I'm talking about people you see on the TV every day or every week on a TV show. They're just like you and me. And these people, when they get the chance and you tell them, hey, do you want to go on a Bigfoot expedition with us? They are going to say, hell yes. And they are so there. And I got a feeling that's what's going to be happening here pretty soon with us. Little Birdie told us. But what we're going to do is we're going to get Brian Jaynes on the phone right now, and we're going to talk to him. And we have about, from what they told us, we have about 25 minutes with him. So what we're going to do is we are going to do a little finagling here, and we're going to get everything ready. And then we're going to go ahead and play. We're going to put him on, and we're going to go ahead and interview him. But first, what I want to do is I want to show everybody the trailer of Bigfoot Wars.
They move amongst the trees.
Right. Okay, that was Bigfoot Wars. We just showed a little trailer. Now what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and stand by. We're going to go ahead and get everything ready so we can get Mr. Jaynes on the phone here. So stand by here. 5 seconds, then we're going to go in. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. Emerald, go ahead and make the call for me.
Okay.
And go there. All right. All right, we got the director of Bigfoot Wars on the phone with us, Brian T. Jaynes. How's it going, Brian?
Good. How you guys doing?
We're doing well, thank you. Appreciate you coming on the air with us today and talk about the movie.
Pleasure.
Yeah. Bigfoot is right up our alley, and I don't know if you know anything about us, but we actually go up to the mountains and we look for Sasquatch, Bigfoot, and that is one of our specialties. So when we heard you were doing this movie, we like, oh my God, it's kind of funny because we're looking at the trailer, and you're not too far off of what actually is really happening. So we're going to get into that too. Well, let's talk about you, Brian. You have done some past, you got Biohazard, Human versus Zombies, Boggy Creek. Dude, that's like all up our alley.
Love it.
Cool.
Now, Bigfoot Wars, what got you to even go towards, I think you, Bigfoot Wars, do you have a fascination with Bigfoot at any time during growing up at all?
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, man, I grew up in northeast Texas, so not too far from, where the original sightings of the Fouke Monster and where, the Charles Pierce legacy got its start. So, obviously I've always had a soft spot in my heart, so to speak, for Sasquatch or Bigfoot.
Right.
And always definitely a fascination from a cryptozoological perspective. I am a believer, trust me. I know that some people might look at some of the content in either Boggy Creek or Bigfoot Wars and think, it's kind of making fun of the whole Bigfoot phenomenon, but no, not at all. I don't know. I mean, I'm fascinated by the whole thing. So I mean, I've read a lot of theories and a lot of interesting perspectives, and a lot of the mythology, or I should say, a lot of the research that we've done into ancient Indian mythology. And there's a lot of references to Sasquatch and Bigfoot over the past few hundred years. So we kind of drew on some of that for our backstory for Bigfoot Wars.
And that's exactly where I was going to go with this. Alan Thomas, my co-host, he's part Cherokee, and we actually go up to the mountains and to different reservations, and they actually they pull him aside and they tell him the real stories of what happened back in the days of Indians fighting Bigfoots and the Bigfoots coming in and stealing the children and eating the children. And I know this is far-fetched, but this is what they tell them, and this is what has been brought up, for centuries, and they keep hush-hush. Luckily, we have the end, so we know what's really going on out there. And there's so many people going missing up in the mountains, and we think that, the Sasquatch is involved big time. So, now, this movie that you shot, where did you guys shoot this at? Texas?
We shot it, almost 100% in the piney woods of East Texas, right outside a little town called Mineola, at a wildlife preserve. So it definitely, the property was perfect, I think.
Right.
And to tell you the truth, it turned the town upside down for about a 5-week period.
Was that a good thing on their part? I mean, it
was a good experience. No, it was a great experience for them. It was unlike anything they'd ever had before. And in fact, the month following the shooting, they actually had I think they called it the Sasquatch retreat. We sent one of the actors back up to the town with one of the creature suits. One of the guys that played one of the creatures, he's 7'4".
Wow.
And of course, with casting, we cast a lot of our leads to be 5'9" or under.
Right.
Like Holt Boggs, one of our lead males, is only 5'9". So, and then utilizing camera perspective, it looks like these creatures are 8 and 9 feet tall.
Exactly.
So,
and that's
you guys gave away one of those suits, didn't you? Or have you
yet? Well, we haven't given it away yet. There was a contest, and I think the drawing is going to be the month of release. I know we've collected probably, it's over 20,000 entries so far. I don't know the exact number. But,
I want in. I want in.
That's awesome, man.
What's that?
I want in.
Yeah. I know. Listen, I've got... there's only 4 of those suits in existence,
wow.
So it's kind of cool having one of them, and they're well made. They're very well made.
Oh, so you're talking about the suit that you've got used in the movie?
Yeah,
that's the one.
Oh my God!
I tend to think after we give that away, it just might spur a sudden rash of Bigfoot sightings throughout the country, though. I'm afraid.
Somebody might get killed, even.
Right. I hope not.
Well, hey, it's going to boost your movie if it does.
Right. Right.
You know
But
that.
we listen back to the subject of Bigfoot.
Sure.
Though. I mean, like I said, I know. I mean, there's just too much evidence that
Yes.
points. I mean, there's something
Yes.
there, and I don't claim to know what it is. I'm not
Right.
an expert. I mean, I'm a hobbyist when it comes to the subject matter. I read a lot of the sites, and I have a keen interest in cryptozoology, but I really don't know what it is. I first, a lot of people thought, it was more like an ape or a gorilla or some people think it's a bear. So I tend to think if it is, I tend to think it's probably something that's more humanoid,
Yes.
more human than we think.
Yes.
Maybe almost Neanderthal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone on a Bigfoot expedition?
I haven't. I'd love to, but I have not actually.
Where
I know in East Texas where there's a huge organization out here,
Yeah.
the Bigfoot. I think they're the Sasquatch Society.
Uh-huh.
It's based out of East Texas, but yeah, I've never been on an expedition.
Is that where you live right now? Is in Texas?
I live in the Dallas area right
Got it. Okay. Because where we live in Fresno, California, on the east part of Fresno, we have the Sierra Mountains, and we have the spot that they're there. I mean, we have literally families there. We have a couple of pictures. One of them walking up the hill. We got it with a game cam. And I don't know, and you probably, because you've been so busy, but a couple of years ago we had an incident happen to our vehicle where this creature left the impression of its lips and mouth and snot and nose on the window of my truck. And we had law enforcement come in and take measurements, and he basically said it was a large gorilla. No ifs, ands, or buts. And we still have the video. And that's what the episode of Monsters and Mysteries is about. So, there is Bigfoots out there. I don't care what anybody says. We got law enforcement coming to us. We got people with credibility coming to us, pulling us aside and said, yes, they're real, but we can't talk about them.
Well, how did you get in your trailer? You have this long scream or roar of the Bigfoot. We actually captured a roar, and it almost sounds identical. And I was thinking, man, where'd you get that?
I've heard a lot of those, and the ones that are floating around out there on the internet are very similar.
Yeah.
A lot of the recordings.
Right.
So what we tried to do is come up with something that was like but wasn't identical.
Right.
It's close,
it
man.
Probably made it sound a little bit more ominous, a little deeper.
Sure, a little scarier.
But
a little scarier.
It is chilling. It is a chilling sound. It
Absolutely.
Really is.
And what I'm going to like about your movie is that, obviously you like the gore, you like the death and all that kind of good stuff, but a lot of people out there don't understand, and they think Bigfoot is a nice little creature that you can go up and pet. With all the sightings and with all of the past viewers, like for example the Native Americans, Bigfoots are not nice creatures. They're not. So in your movie, I see Thomas, shooting his gun, and there's a lot of that going out there right now, and I think you hit it right on the head that these Bigfoots are not nice things to come up to. They aren't. So did you?
Well, I'm not so sure that they're all unfriendly necessarily. But I certainly wouldn't recommend somebody walking up to an unknown species and trying to pet them.
Right.
Especially a creature. If it's anything, it's going to be territorial. So it only stands to reason that if it feels threatened, it's going to defend itself.
Right.
So, we're the invaders, not them.
That's right.
That's kind of the way I see it. It's just kind of an unfortunate reality. We've got to find a way to coexist. Otherwise, we're going to be their lunch.
Yeah, and you hit that on the head too. Lunch.
Did you? Like in your research for your movie, did you use like what I was noticing? It's like a modern day story of maybe an ancient story of what the Indians tell, and I was wondering if that's like, did you research that and make that modern like that?
Now, did you mean like some of the folklore surrounding Bigfoot? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I mean the Native Americans.
We did actually. We researched that a lot. The writers, Jacob Malden, Fred Doss, and Andrea Doss, they actually researched a lot of the Native American folklore.
No.
Surrounding the creature, lot of the mythology and legends about the bear man.
Right.
So yeah, we did, and in fact we used there's writings, Native American writings about the creature who used some of the American Indians claimed that they used to roam free with herds of buffalo.
Right.
And were actually hunted by certain tribes. So I mean, I found that kind of interesting.
Right on. Now, your cast that you have, I am 46 years old, so I grew up with Judd and C. Thomas. C. Thomas, I've seen him. Now, that guy has the background, obviously, Red Dawn, for one thing. What made you choose C. Thomas and Judd, for one thing?
Well, it's funny because I think CT chose us.
Really?
He had heard about the project, and we had actually reached out to a couple other actors. And there were some scheduling conflicts with other movies, so we were and anyway, Tommy's group reached out to us. He's a big Sasquatch fan, and he's a big believer.
Shoot. Okay.
And I got a call from his agent, and they said, "Listen, Mr. Hal, I'd like to talk to you." So about 15 minutes later, I'm on the phone with my wife's schoolgirl crush, which is kind of bizarre.
You know what? When
all she could say was, "Pony boy."
Pretty boy. It's funny because my wife was the same way. You might interview Judd. What? Oh, you are so going to get lucky tonight. I'm all, okay, thanks. But you know what?
Yeah, but it's funny because he called and we talked for probably about 30 minutes, and just he goes, "Listen, man," he goes, I had we previously sent a copy of the script for him to take a look at. He loved the character.
I could tell.
And the character he plays, Zeke Jesterson, is actually kind of a patriarch of a self-styled Dixieland mafioso family, who, in addition to making their living, running OxyContin and meth, or part-time Sasquatch hunters. So it's a pretty interesting role, and he absolutely nailed it.
Wow. Now, we're hoping that we're going to be able to interview, C and Judd in the near future, and we're hoping that, and I had a feeling C. Thomas had the liking into the Bigfoot for some reason, because of all the things I've seen him do in the Sci-Fi Channel, and I have a feeling he was that type of person. So I'm going to offer, I'm going to offer him the same thing I like to offer you. We go up here on expeditions all the time, and it's not like you go up and you go camp and nothing happens. No, Brian, we have stuff happen all the frickin' time. And if you are really serious about one of these days going up to a Bigfoot expedition, then you need to come back and talk to us, because we're gonna.
I'm all about it. I think it'd be great to take CT with us, to take on the same trip, because that would be a lot of fun.
Okay, then we need to talk about this, because, like I said, hopefully, maybe what I'll do is the origin releasing the people I've been talking to, I will send them links and photographs of the stuff that we've got that's gonna blow you the frickin' away, and then you're gonna say, holy crap, because the stuff we have is the real stuff. Okay. So
I'm in. I'm totally in.
Okay.
And listen, you separate. I mean, I think there's, what we've done obviously is a fictionalized story.
Sure.
We're taking creative license with it. It's fun. It's entertainment.
Sure.
It's not intended to be a commentary, on the Bigfoot phenomenon or anything of that nature. We don't claim to be this is the way it is or the way it should be. It's fiction what we've written. But aside from that, both Tommy and I'd be absolute believers. We know it exists, and we would love to come face to face, at least from a distance.
Okay, then we could probably make that happen for you, because like I said, it was just a month or 2 months ago we had these things roaring at us, and I actually got it on audio, so that freaked the crap out of us big time. But you know what? Your movie.
That's cool.
Okay, your movie is going to prevent a lot of people from going camping. You realize that?
Well, that's a shame. I mean, listen, I just hope our hope is that people are entertained.
Well, you know what?
I don't want to prevent anybody from going camping, but if that's what happens, I guess.
Hey, well, you know what? If that's what happens, then you did your movie right. That's what I'm thinking. So, yeah, I mean,
how do you get into the just for all our viewers? How do you get in to get the drawing for the suit?
Or is it up already?
It may, you know what? It may be expired. I know it was on the Origin Releasing site and on the Facebook page. You can go to the Origin Releasing or the Bigfoot Wars Facebook page.
Okay.
Which is easy to find if you just go in on Facebook and Origin Releasing or Bigfoot Wars, and then of course OriginReleasing.com would have information. But I'm pretty sure the Facebook page for Bigfoot Wars has some updated information regarding the drawing.
Okay.
And where to sign up. I think it's just a matter of putting in your email address and so forth, name and email address.
Okay, sounds good. All right.
I'll enter you for the. And also, one of the second prizes. It's not just the suit. The second prize is a severed Sasquatch head.
No. Oh, dude.
And,
wow.
That C. Thomas Howell, he decapitates one of them in the in the movie,
and he's holding it.
And it's one of the actual props that we used.
No, you know, when we get this on the air, I'm going to send you a copy of it so you can see our set. We just actually shot a pilot for a talk show for TV, and we have a meeting with the Fox networks next week. And our set have props, aliens, Bigfoots, the whole 9 yards. So, dude, that would look good on our set.
Well, you know what? Listen, I'm sure we could probably let's talk about it. I have, like I said, I have 4 suits. I'm sure I can probably talk out of one of them. Let's get his stuff. It'd be awesome to see on your set,
dude. I would love you. I would love you for that. Trust me. I mean, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you some photographs after this interview. I want to send you photographs, and we'll get into and that way you understand how the seriousness that we are at this point in time. I mean, like I said, you know, we're on Art Bell. We've already had a pilot that was shot 5 months ago, was played on the CW and the Fox network in several markets, and it's doing really well. So that's why we have a meeting next week. If you can make that happen, oh my God. So all right, well, we'll talk about it. And like I said,
I'm pretty sure I can pull that off. But you know, I did. If we've got time, I did want to talk a little bit about the book series that our story is based on.
Yes, absolutely. Bigfoot Wars. It's like what are we at, 4 or 5 books?
Yeah, Eric S. Brown. You know, I met Eric. I'm trying to think when I first met him, but I think it was just prior to Humans versus Zombies.
Okay.
Production, which was three years ago, roughly. And I know Eric had a series. I first started talking to him like, you know, Eric, your books would make a great movie, a great series.
Right.
And so we had discussions about that. And so, you know, Eric and I have carried on this conversation for the last 3 years. And it was this time last year, actually last month would be a year ago. I finally said, you know what, we just got to make this happen, Eric. So we optioned the material from Eric, and we had already kind of drafted a script outline, wrote the script, and it's kind of our screenplay is kind of like a prequel to all the books. So it sets up the books really nice. I hope Eric gets a nice boost in sales.
I bet you will.
Actually, they're very, very entertaining books. I think if you guys read that type of material, it's a lot of fun, and they're fun reads.
When is this movie coming out? You have a set date for May?
Yeah, it's technically releases late May. I know there's going to be a limited theatrical run late May. Okay. It's not going to be in wide release, so it's going to be hard to find, unfortunately, at the theater. But in June, June, July, it should hit the VOD markets in July, and then DVD in August.
Okay. We have a theater out here in Fresno, California, where we shot the pilot for the TV show. Maybe we can do like a screening and you know, actually sell tickets, and you know, obviously you guys would get the money, but you know, we have a lot of fans out here, man. A lot of people would come to this.
We're certainly open to that. I mean, I know there are a lot of markets like that have a high degree of interest in the movie simply because of the subject matter.
The content,
so, we're certainly open to that. We can certainly provide screeners for that type of event.
That's awesome. All right, Brian. We're at 25 minutes now, so I'm going to go ahead and let you go. You have a couple more that you have to do. So I appreciate you coming on and telling everybody about the Bigfoot Wars. I can't wait. And I am totally serious about you and C coming up with us in the mountains here in the near future. We need to contact you. How do we do that?
You can contact me through the guys at Origin.
Got it.
Tony even reached out to you. You can contact me through him. I'll tell him he'd be glad to give you my phone number.
Sweet.
And my email.
Okay. All right, Brian.
And one real quick, go through your website stuff again one more time.
Yeah, one more time.
And I'm going to post that on our website as well. So,
Yeah, you will definitely go to check out on Facebook. It's the Bigfoot Wars fan page on Facebook, and then you can also check out Origin Releasing on Facebook, and the C. Thomas Howell fan page on Facebook as well.
Okay. Awesome. All right.
And also the books, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the books. It's Bigfoot War.
Right.
By Eric S. Brown. It's a series of 6 books.
6 books, right on. All right, Brian.
It's available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and a few other retailers.
Sweet.
Well, I'll put all those links up on our website.
Absolutely. So, all right, Brian, I want to thank you very much for coming on, and I will be sending Tony here some messages here pretty quick, okay?
All right, thanks, man.
Thanks, Tony. Take care.
Man, thank you, sir.
Brian. See ya.
All right, guys.
Okay, bye.
Enjoyed it.
Thank you. Take it. Bye. All right. Thank you very much,
Man, that is
Mr.
so
Brian.
cool.
Do you imagine if he gives us a suit
Or a head.
or a head? That is just going to rock.
I mean, and then we get to do like maybe a live screening in Fresno. Hey.
That would
Well,
be cool.
yeah, and like I said, I had a feeling that him and C. Thomas Howell would want to go with us Bigfooting, and I think that's going to happen. I know their movie release is in May, so it's going to have to probably be in June sometime, but we're going to make this happen. And look like Thomas C. Howell is coming, or C. Thomas is going to be coming to Fresno with the director, and we're going to go Bigfoot investigating.
Yeah,
so.
I'll wear the suit and we'll run around in the woods.
No.
You're going to get shot.
And get shot. So that's going to be exciting.
I'm only going to come out, in the night when Bigfoot's out there and sit in a chair and see what he does,
So,
Take one for
He
the
might
team.
think you're cute.
Yeah. I want to apologize for the
some
mix-up
DNA.
because we are sending Dark Matter at artbell.com a different feed, and we had to do a lot of different weird stuff going on here, so we apologize for the mishap. But you got to basically hear probably the important parts of the interview, which I'm glad you did. So yeah, I mean, you guys heard it. He said he was going to give us a suit from the movie, and we are going to probably stuff it, and when we get our TV show, that is going to be placed on the set, and that's going to be very cool. That's awesome. I mean, come on, really? And then next week or in 2 weeks, we're going to be interviewing C. Thomas Howell and Judd Nelson.
Yay.
So that's going to be cool. Yeah, your mom, Kathy, is going to be listening big time for Judd Nelson, probably. So, all right, that was very,
that's
very
exciting.
cool. Yes, it was.
Real exciting.
So, all right, you guys. I mean, things are happening for us. I mean, yeah. I mean, what can I say? I mean, they're going to give us a Bigfoot suit, and that's. I'm excited. I am excited. So, all right. What else can we talk about? So many more things. It is only 6 o'clock. We're at the top of the hour. We got one more hour to go. We still have a lot of stuff to talk about. If you are in the Central Valley of California or in California itself, if you go outside and look up, what do you see?
Chemtrails.
You guys have heard me say, I believe the chemtrails are, when they place them up in the sky, they're doing it for several reasons. One of the reasons is UFOs. If there is a UFO that is not supposed to be witnessed by all of us, they're going to lay down chemtrails right underneath to block the vision. And we've had that several times happen where we've actually caught them doing that. All right. Another theory is the solar flare. We just had a double solar flare erupt on the sun this past Thursday. And it said it's going to take a couple of days for it to get here. Now, I believe on Friday and on Saturday they were laying them really hard. Today, they are laying the chemtrails really hard. I don't know where you're at, but here in California, there's crisscrossing like crazy. All right. I believe that the barium that's inside of these chemtrails, which is the aluminum, is reflecting off the solar flare. So I'm pretty sure they know, depending on the rotation of the Earth and the Sun, where these solar flares are going to hit. They might not be laying these chemtrails all over the United States, just in certain parts. And I believe where they do lay them is because we have high sensitive equipment in that area. And I mean like underground bases and military bases.
California's like got everything.
Right.
I mean, we're a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we got the internet on the Bay Area. We got Google. We got all that set up. Yeah.
Lots of bases.
Yes, lots of bases, underground bases. So I believe that they're laying down this barium to reflect a lot of the solar flare, so it wouldn't interrupt anything. Another theory, and this is way beyond conspiracy, but see, how do I say this? And I think we've said this before, where I believe that the sun, and a lot of people say going out to the sun is bad for you. It's just totally bad for you. You'll get sunburn, you'll get skin cancer, yada, yada, yada. But a lot of people are saying that now our DNA is changing. And our DNA is changing, and the way it's changing is the sun is changing it. And I believe, and you can go and look that up. It's all over the place, all right? My wife, Diane Sherrill, has been doing a lot of research, and I believe our government does not want our DNA to change, because then we're going to open up and we're going to be able to start doing things that we shouldn't be doing. Hence, all of these new shows on TV, Tomorrow People, telekinesis, all that type of stuff. There are people out there that can do this stuff. Now, Emerald. What?
Like
no, we've already talked about that. Okay, about you having the gift.
Okay.
And Cheryl was just reading yesterday or this morning about you being an indigo child. Is that's right?
Yeah, indigo.
Indigo, right?
Mm-hmm.
That part of your third eye is open, and that's why you have the availability to do all this stuff, and it's not open all the way yet. Yeah, I know it sounds weird. You need to go and look that up and study that and see where you fall into place, because I think this is where last night we had some crazy stuff here happen last night. Let me tell you, Christian, our son, he came down from upstairs and he says that a penny was thrown across the room in his room. He said he was on the bed watching TV, and all of a sudden a penny went, and he saw it. He said he goes, whew, and it hit the bottom, and it freaked him out. He ran down here, and he was telling us what had happened, and we were going, Shell and I were looking at each other, and we're going, what? And then he started talking about this girl person that he has been witnessing since he was actually Ren, whom he's talked to you about, that you've actually seen, Emerald. All right, that he's actually communicating with her a lot more. Now, what's weird is that Cheryl was up there with him, and they didn't find anything, and they turned off all the lights. They came back down, and his light was back on. And that freaked us all out. I right away I said, okay, where's Drew? Drew's doing it. But Drew was in his room and the door was closed. Well, his light was turned back on. And we're like, what? And so we thought that he was messing around by throwing the penny and he was goofing around. But I think something threw the penny. And all of a sudden, they turned off the lights. They came back down. And then we were talking, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, the light was back on. And we were tripping. And so I gave them one of my EMF detectors. And they went up and see if they can communicate with this Ren person. And for all those who don't know, Ren is supposedly a little girl that Christian can see. And Emerald actually verified it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Where did you see her?
Neighborhood. I used to go running in the neighborhood at night because I couldn't sleep, and that's when I saw all of them.
All of them?
Well, they're like everywhere. I mean, they're just like probably as numerous as people, but we go through them every day without realizing it.
Really? How you walk right through them? I wonder how many I hit on the way over.
You're gonna pull a Danny.
So now.
Well, that makes Danny happy.
Yeah,
He's
Christian.
Wow.
Christian described you what she looked like, and right away you said, "Oh yeah, I've seen her," which kind of like I'm going, really? It's hard for me to. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I mean, even though I'm in the paranormal field, I would have loved to see something like this, a shadow or whatever. But what happened last night in our house upstairs? There's something going on. And I have been getting calls, you guys, and you guys can look on my 24-hour cell phone. Look, check it out. Go look on my Emerald's going to look right now. Go look in the recent calls, and look at the prefix. I had a call from Arizona yesterday. I had a call from Ohio not so long ago, and they were telling me that the paranormal activity is increasing, and these people are wondering what the heck's going on, and there's something going on in their homes, and they're scared, and they know how to get rid of it. And I've been getting calls left and right, and actually what's kind of cool, I'm going, how do you know my number? Because for all who don't know, I have a 24-hour hotline, paranormal hotline. I've had it now going on almost 10 years. It's a cell phone that I have, an iPhone that I have. I carry now 2 iPhones, personal and my 24-hour. And if you go Google 24-hour paranormal hotline, we come up as number 1.
Yes.
All right? Is that cool or what?
We're cool.
Okay, we come up as number 1 on Google right now. 24-hour paranormal hotline. It's Paranormal Central. There it is. That's why I'm getting all these calls. And they're tripping out because when I answer, I get silence.
There's somebody all really answering
There's
the
somebody
phone.
answering, and this person is going, is this a live person? I'm going, yes, it is. As a matter of fact, the one I had yesterday was I was at the carnival in Sanger, and my son was on the bumper cars, and the phone call came in because I had it in my pocket. So I answered it. So I talked to this person, and go look on their Emerald yesterday. How long was I on the phone? I was on there for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
Which one, Arizona or Ohio?
Arizona. I don't know if it's going to tell you how long I was on there for, but I was on there for a while, and I was trying to help this guy, and I kept on telling Christian on the bumper car, stay on there. So he was just kept riding on there for about 20, 25 minutes while I was talking to this guy in Arizona who was freaking out. And I was able to calm him down and explain to him exactly what's going on and what he could do to relieve his fear. And it actually it involves the Bible and the whole 9 yards, because he said he used to do that and he stopped. And I told him start up again, and I told him what to do, and he was really appreciative of what I was telling him, because he goes, I want to thank you. He's telling me this. He goes, I want to thank you for actually answering your phone, because I called several others, and no one answered their phones, but you answered your phone, and I felt good after I hung up the phone, because I'm going, you know what, I think I did some good for this person.
You're probably going to get a lot more calls.
I'm thinking so. And another one which was freaky, the one out of Ohio, this lady called because they were experiencing some crazy stuff that just has been happening for them for a long time, and she has been divorced, and now it's with this other guy, and she was divorced, and now they're together. And the stuff that she was telling me, and I'm going, because I'm trying to figure this out over the phone. And I go, have you ever messed with a Ouija board? And she goes,
Yes.
and she goes, yes. I'm going, there it is. I go, that's it. And then he was on the other line, and I'm going, that's it. That's why you're having all these problems. And she goes, no. And I go, yes. He goes, that's it. You open the door.
Once you open that door, it's so hard to close.
Yeah, and he was on the other phone, all right, on the other line, and he was freaking out. And he goes, how can we close this door? What can we do? So I told him, in a religious part of a way, what to do. And Alan, you've taught me, different things, and I've basically passed on the information to them. So I said, do this. And then call me back and let me know how things are going. And they haven't called me back, so I don't know if they're freaking out, if they moved out, but everywhere they go, it seems to follow them.
And like on my Facebook, mm-hmm. I've been getting a lot of messages like going the same way as what you're talking about. The place is going off the hook.
It is, and we're talking evil things,
right? Yeah, like I want to interview her. Her name is Heidi Hollis.
Okay.
And she actually coined the term Shadow Man. And it has a hat man, and he wears a hat and he has a trench coat and he's like big and ugly with red eyes, and he's darker than dark, like when it's dark. you could still see his outline in the dark because of how dark this thing is. But she was writing a book about it, and I guess this thing hasn't really messed with her in a long time. But she put up the other day, she was in, the thing visited her, and usually it'll just come in and she can sense it. It's not good, real evil. It sits down on her bed and tries to get her to be afraid. And then this last time that it came to her, it snuck up on her, and this time she was asleep, and it grabbed her by her shoulders, like spiritual shoulders, and was pulling her out of her body. And when she woke up, she said one word, Jesus, and then it took off. But she said it scared this time it really surprised her, because she was not expecting it. It was really sneaky this time. Right. Usually it doesn't sneak up on her that sneaky.
Yeah, stuff like that's mostly like how I interpret it, what's used with me.
I want to talk to you right now. Yes, Emerald. No.
I'm trying to say my own.
Okay, well, go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and finish.
Okay,
finish
well, since you interrupted me.
Sorry.
What you were saying, like the whole Jesus thing, and I'm coming from, I'm not religious, and I haven't been since I was very little. So how I interpret things like that when you're fighting, it's all will. Whoever has a stronger will win. And belief, when somebody puts so much belief, like in a religion or faith or something like that, it's a huge...
Yeah, they have more will.
Yeah, they have more belief or will in their faith or something like that. So that's what tips the scales. I'm not saying anything against religion. I mean,
right.
My mom's religious and stuff like that. Whatever can help these people, I tell them to use. Like, if I know they're Catholic or Christian, I'm like, okay, you need to go find your Bible, you need to do this, this, and this. But for the people that aren't, or different religions, you have to accommodate and get inside their head. Well, what faith do they have, or something they believe in that would overpower this thing?
And that's where this couple from Ohio on the Ouija board thing, because they were not religious. So I had to, grab a section of my knowledge on how I could help them, them being not religious, and how to where to even go. Now,
these things, like, they thrive on fear.
Oh yeah.
When you're afraid, they love it, and they'll eat you alive.
Well, you
can't be afraid. That's the main thing.
You could fear, but like I said, it's not so much fear as it is respect, because you have to respect these things. I mean,
well, they love to make you scared, and they'll even be more powerful when you are scared.
So, like I said,
if you show it,
it's all will.
Now, being that you're not atheist, are you? What do you consider yourself?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, but
pretty much.
Okay,
yeah.
But there is evil in this world.
Okay, if you want me to pick a religion, it'd probably balance. You can't have good without evil. You can't have evil without good.
That's where I was going with this.
You have to have a balance.
Right. Okay. So if there is evil in this world, which we know there is, then obviously there is good. And where's that good coming from? I mean, you have to fight. You have to fight off the evil with good. Now, where's this good coming from? What is the good?
It's not like I don't fight them like that. I know there's good. I know there's evil, but I'm not using the good to fight these things. Is that what you're asking?
Then how are you? But then you're not fighting this thing.
Oh, it's a game. It's a game.
But see, you probably could fight this thing if you wanted to. It sure doesn't sound like it.
It's a game of will. Like I said, you like, how could I say this? If you have two tyrants going at each other, they're not both. One's not good, one's not bad. If they're tyrants, they're both bad. But you could still beat one with the other. You kind of get what I'm saying? Like, you could beat something. So you consider yourself evil? No. You may, but I don't. Like, people, like, to me, are a balance. We both have good, we both have evil. Not one person is 100% bad or 100% good. It's just, you have to be stronger than these things. You have to have, like, I keep saying it over and over, you have to have that will to beat it.
You can't be afraid. I mean, you could be afraid, but you can't, like, start running and screaming like a little girl.
You don't give up.
Yeah.
And that's where I cut my power from, is my drive. I don't give up with anything. Schoolwork,
But don't you want to get rid of this thing, though? Don't you think you can
get rid of it? Are you talking specifically about mine?
Yes, absolutely I am.
I keep them around so I can help other people.
What?
Yeah.
How do you help other people with this thing? This thing's been giving you hell for how long? How long have I known you?
I'm not.
Since you were a little midget in diapers?
No.
Okay. What, elementary school? Right?
Probably.
Okay.
Eighth, yeah.
Yeah, a long time. And you've had this thing with you, and it's evil. You know it's evil because you told me it's evil for a long time. And if I had something like that in me, or if I could sense it, I would want to get rid of it.
Okay, but you gotta understand, like, my opinion, and from what I've seen through experience, I can only see what I can because he's there. He amplifies that to a certain extent.
So he gives you a power.
You could say that.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds freaky, but yeah, I guess.
That's actually something that a lot of people, like, in the Facebook, I have a lot of friends that are paranormally powerful, and that's one of the main things is why they even hang on to it, is they're powerful.
Well,
they have a power.
Yeah,
right?
You gotta look at the contract too, because I am part of that.
Part of that
thing.
contract, and it's a long story. But
even
yeah.
if I didn't have that contract on me, I probably still would keep him around just because I'm able to see, and
Wow.
it's been helpful. Like, to some of my friends, they're like, "Well, I have this. Okay, well, let me go and let's figure this out." Because you like helping people. It's kind of the same thing with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never thought of it. Okay. All right. You shut me up.
Yep.
I had people. A lot of people don't know I've known Emerald for a long time. I actually, for those who don't know, I have a ambulance, a 1984-85 ambulance that's a research vehicle. I actually took Emerald and her date and two of her friends to the prom in the ambulance.
That was so much fun.
I actually took them to the prom in the ambulance.
The lights and everything.
Yeah, and we drove up. It was funny because it was an outdoor prom, right? Out in a nice ranch out
Holland Park.
Holland Park. And everybody has limos, right, guys? And here I come up with the ambulance. I hit the lights. I got them cruising, coming over with the ambulance. I get out like a chauffeur. I open the side door, and they pop on. Everybody's eyes like this. What the hell is this? Even the teachers were all smiling and laughing. That was cool. But
that was fun.
I was hoping that it wasn't going to break down that night. But yeah, I dropped them off at the prom, and I went and parked someplace. And when it was time, I came and picked them up and brought them home. But that was actually kind of interesting. So, but yeah, that's how long I've known Emerald.
Fun.
It was fun.
It was cool. So, I mean, what can you say that you were actually... that was fun, though. Anyways, okay. So that's how long I've known Emerald. All right. But yeah, I mean, we've been getting a lot of calls.
Yeah.
And on UFOs as
And
well.
messages.
Yeah.
Like Facebook messages and emails. Oh, my God.
We're off the hook, guys. We are off the hook.
Now, is it because that there's more people listening that we're getting
Good
this?
question.
Or is it really getting more
something happening?
Active?
Yeah.
That's the thing that...
I think it's getting more active.
I think it's getting more active, and because we're getting more known, people now know who to call.
That's true.
And I think that's why our phone is ringing off the hook, and you're getting a lot of messages and yeah, I mean...
Well, we've had little few things happen at our house, too, recently, and... I think it all has everything to do with what we're doing.
Yeah.
And I think the more that we go forward with our
positive forward.
Yeah. These things are trying to stop us because they're not positive, they're negative.
No, they are negative.
And if they could get you off track, they will get you off track.
And what he means is because where we're going with all this pilot and the episodes for TV and everything like that, there are other people as well, not people who have these paranormal occurrences, but people in higher positions, way up there, like in government officials. We're starting to get slammed now, and it's because of where we're going and where we're at. If we get to the point where we actually have the power to distribute information that could help people, there are going to be people who are going to want to stop us. And
well, that's the thing, is the information that we talk about, like what we just talked about, we gave people a power to stop some things in their life. That power that's being stopped doesn't want us to give that information, so they're going to try to stop us. because the more that we get the message out like that, the more people are stopping this power,
Right.
and they don't want that.
Right. Yeah, I think
So
you're right.
We'll go against this resistance.
And this is it's in the same area, but last Tuesday we had a meeting with the Fox Network here in Fresno for all those people who are wondering what's going on with the episodes. And we took the first episode that we had with James Fox, and we sat down in the big room. It was 3 of them, Alan and myself, and my buddy Steve Molia, who did the director and edited the thing. And we just played the whole 44-minute episode, and it was complete silence throughout the whole episode.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, it's like they went, whoa. What really caught my attention was not Jack Peck, the general manager, or Tyler, but the guy that was sitting right next to you.
Yeah.
I looked at him, and it was like a deer caught in a headlight. And I want to tell you why. I'm not saying it was because of the episode, because it was because of the movie clip that we showed from James Fox's movie coming out. What he saw, and for all those who don't know what we're talking about, is James Fox is filming a movie for theater release, and it's about UFOs, and he's going to do 3 or 4 very high top cases. And one case is that occurred in 1994 in Zimbabwe, Africa, where 3 to 5 UFOs, flying discs, people, landed in a field near a school where over 200 people, or 200 kids, actually visually saw this and witnessed the aliens come out of the crafts. All right, now,
and they even were giving the kids messages,
yes,
like in their mind, not talking to them, mentally
now,
sending.
you guys are probably going, we're smoking crack and you're out of your freaking mind.
No,
yes,
those
that's
kids
true.
were, no, I'm not.
Okay, but there are BBC reporters interviewing these kids when they were in 1994, and they're all saying exactly the same thing. These creatures, aliens, actually came up, and this one girl actually said it was about a meter in front of her. Dude, that's a yard, not even 4 feet in front of the student.
Yeah.
And that's where the alien was standing. All right. Well, James Fox was able to go and contact several of the school children that are now adults, right around 30 years old, and he was able to fly 5 of them back to the United States and do interviews with all 5 of those. Now, you have somebody who's sitting right next to Alan in our meeting room at the KMPH Fox networks, right? And he is looking at these kids all saying exactly the same thing what they interviewed, and now he's witnessing 20 years later James Fox interviewing the adults, repeating exactly what the kids said 1994, and
drawing pictures
of
what they saw.
And then after the episode, we showed him the episode, he said something to you. He said, what did he say? He said his realm of thinking, or no,
his belief. His
belief system.
He totally did not believe in UFOs.
Right.
And I mean, we want to talk about the show,
right?
Where we're going and everything. And this guy's talking about, oh my God, you just turned my whole belief system upside down.
Exactly. That's what I was. Yes.
He's like, I mean, you just changed my life when I watched this thing.
And that's how good this episode is, you guys. Because seriously, he was like this, looking at me.
Yeah.
He was like, I can't believe I just saw that. I can't believe you just showed me that. And he's looking at me and with a dumbfounded look, like, dude, you screwed me up. Seriously, we screwed him up.
In fact, after that, he did not say another word.
All
the other people were talking about the show, and that guy was just sitting there all.
We screwed him up with that episode. It was funny as hell. But you know what? That's the stuff that we want to get across on our show. Is stuff like that is going to change people's lives, like we just did him. I bet you went home and sat down and had a beer and was going like this. Oh my God, because that's real.
I bet he's looking up now. I bet he looks up more
stuff, and he's probably now going, what am I missing? Is this stuff for real? And what now, Alan? I was trying to communicate to them what my future goals were. And Jack Peck, the general manager, actually said something, and I didn't catch it until Alan told me afterwards what it all meant.
Well, it was really the
other guy. Tyler.
The other guy was like trying to make it a local thing.
Yeah.
And we don't want to go local.
No.
We want it to be nationwide. And then his boss said, "That's not local." You know, that just by the nature of what you just saw makes it national.
Right.
You know, what are you going to get a guest like that to come and be on a local show? Doubt it.
Right.
You know.
And he said, "Who could we be up against?"
Jimmy Fallon.
This is the general manager of Fox Network saying this, guys.
He said Jimmy Fallon.
He said we can go up against Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
This episode.
That's when I got speechless. I'm like, what did he say?
Yeah, he says
like,
he was basically telling Tyler, no, this can't go local. This is not a local show. I mean, these guys can go with this episode right now with a little bit more graphics and work on the editing. It could go up against Jimmy Fallon, The Tonight Show. That's what he said.
We didn't have graphics package on it,
Yeah.
and it isn't done edited.
We just
gave
showed
him a raw
cut.
thing.
Yeah.
He said, edit it, put graphics package, you're up against Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like,
sorry, but that's awesome. I know we have something special here, but now we just have to get it in front of the right people.
And in a couple of weeks.
And I think a couple of weeks, yeah. Matter of fact, we've already made contact with some editing and graphics personnel here in Fresno, California, who work on national shows. They are looking at the episode as we speak right now, and they're going to tell us exactly what we need to basically complete it. When I say graphics package, it's like the special effect that you see at the very beginning. Things moving around on screen, the intro, the music, all that kind of stuff. And then the exit is the credits, and then more graphics and special effects. But otherwise, that's all we need. I mean, they even said this James Fox guy was very intelligent. Intellect that he had was perfect on the way he presented himself and what we wanted to get across as far as UFOs and the whole 9 yards.
And their belief system
upside down. Yeah. And it kept them, just looking at the TV, the big screen up there, and they were speechless. They were like, the guy Tyler, who's in charge of the local stuff, he goes, "So what do you need to make this happen right here?" He goes, "What do you need?" I'm going. Yeah. He goes, and I told him how much this thing cost to put together at the Crest Theater, and he goes, "Well, what do you need?" And I told him a budget. We need a budget to make this happen. And I told him the kind of budget I was looking for, and he says, and he went, "Damn it,
not here."
Yeah, they're not here. And James James Peck, Jack Peck, the general manager, said, "Don't even bother. This stuff needs to go to Hollywood." I went, "Okay, so be it."
That's real exciting.
Yeah. So that in the next week or so, we're going to get it to the right people. They're going to edit it. They're going to add the package to it, and then, as a matter of fact, Jack Peck is already making calls to Hollywood and telling them, be prepared to see this because it's going to blow your socks off. And I think we're almost there, guys. We are almost there. I think that TV and radio, TV and internet is where we're going to, obviously we're here right now, on the live stream. I don't know how much longer, to be honest, guys, if we sign a contract to go on TV, I got a feeling the live stream is going to be coming to an end. But
we'll still stay on Dark Matter.
But we'll still stay on Dark Matter depending on the circumstances and how we can make this happen. Because they're going to want us, when we sign the contract, to divulge anything video or visually, like photos and video or anything like that. It's going to be on the TV show. Like, for example, when I told Jack Peck and those guys that, in the next couple of weeks we're going to have Judd Nelson and C. Thomas Howell, and we're going to interview them. And they're like, "What?" And I go, "Yeah." And we got the director coming on, and we sort of kind of told them, because we heard in the back, we actually talked with the director before the interview, and he said he was going to give us a suit for the set, and so we knew that was coming up, and we were actually able to tell Jack Peck and these guys that, and they were blown away. And then I told them, well, it looks like we possibly will be taking C. Thomas Howell and the director to the mountains with us to go look for Bigfoot.
Yay.
And then that happens, we're going to take a film crew with us, right?
You're going to take me, right?
Okay, if you want to go. And we're going to take a film crew.
Could be bait.
Yeah,
Oh.
bait. We're gonna take a film crew with us, and we're gonna videotape this because this is what we would show on our TV show.
Yeah, it
People
would,
people are gonna love to see Thomas Howell up with us looking for Bigfoot and tracks and all that kind of stuff.
I don't think that they'll have a problem with doing this. I mean, you got
we'll see.
Hannity and all them
Right.
guys. You know, they talk about it tonight on our TV show. You know, they do all these interviews all day.
Well, yeah,
you
but
know.
that's all radio though. The daytime stuff is radio, and then the nighttime is
There's no difference, really. I mean, I've been talking to a lot of people now that we're doing these TV show things, and they say TV's out.
yeah.
And in fact, I did a interview on, what do you call it, Central Valley Talk, or is that what it's called? Central Valley Talk.
Central Valley Talk, yeah.
Yeah, and this week with
Mike Scott. Mhm.
And Mike Scott was like, "What are you guys doing over at the Crest
Right.
Theater?" You know, and I told him, and before we started the interview, he was telling me, I told him, "Don't you do TV? You know, like local TV?" He says, "No, I moved out of TV and I'm strictly doing internet because TV's out, radio's out, TV's out, internet in." But I just read something about the internet where the big guys are realizing that, and they're going to push all the little guys out by making it so expensive to get the bandwidth. You know, like us, they'll start cutting off our, like we get cut off.
Right.
And we might even be seeing that from live stream. They might be doing that on purpose to make you pay $300 a month. You know what I mean? And I've been looking at Ustream and that one you sent me.
Right.
All of them are really expensive.
Yeah,
if you don't want any problems, right?
Right.
And we're already seeing that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it kind of sucks a big business to get in there and mess up our internet.
Right.
Everybody's internet, really.
Right. So, well, we shall see what happens in the next couple of weeks. You know, we're going to be in the studios re-editing, and actually not much editing to do. No, it's pretty much the graphics package that we're going to add. So when you put it in front of the big wigs and suits, and they see this, they're gonna go, we want 8 episodes, you know, because this is ready to go. So that's what we're going to be doing. All right. Well, we have about 22 minutes left. Now let's talk about the really quick Todd Standing Bigfoot. Mm-hmm. Okay, that is out. You know, does everybody know who Todd Standing is? The survivor. What is it? Survivor Bigfoot.
Survivor Bigfoot.
Okay.
Survivor Man Bigfoot.
Okay.
Is that what they call it?
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody just came out, I don't know if it was today or last night or yesterday, that if for all those who don't know, Todd Standing has been putting out videos and pictures of what he says is to be Bigfoots that he has captured by video and photo up in Canada. And he's been pointing it out a little by little. And he put this one photograph, or actually it's a video, and someone took a snapshot. Okay, it's a video of a face of a Bigfoot. And actually, Danny had a picture of it last week, and you can go back to artbell.com and look at the photographs from last week, or you can go and watch our episode that we did 2 weeks ago. I'm sorry, not last week, 2 weeks ago. And it is
I still have that on the website.
Oh, it's on the website still, on paranormalcentral.net as well.
I thought it was good.
Yeah, it's really good.
You click on the picture, and it'll take you to a page with all the pictures.
There you go. So, a lot of people says that the actual picture or the face is just too good.
Right, yeah.
Right? It's too good. There's no way he could have got that on a photograph and taken a picture of this thing. Just no freaking way. Or actually, it was a video, and this thing actually winks, and he captures this on video. All right? And everybody going, no way. No how. No way. And so everybody is saying this guy is a hoaxer. But there's 2 people who are following this guy who is hooked up with this guy, Jeff Meldrum and Les.
The Survivor Man.
Les Stroud.
Mm-hmm.
So they are now working with Todd Standing, and so everybody's going, well, wait a minute. Being that Jeff Meldrum's credibility is way up there, Ay. I'm on the phone. I'm doing my radio show. That's my parents, guys. You would think my parents would know.
Aw.
Okay. So,
Cute.
so what it is,
Hi, Mom.
so right now, it's like somebody went and Mickey Burrell did this for us 2 weeks ago when we sent him a photograph and we told him to analyze it and tell us, has this been modified or not? And you can actually take a photograph and, well, go ahead and answer it. And not like calling my wife. So, anyways, they're taking. You can take this photograph and you can actually find out when it was taken and how it was taken with what type of camera. And there's a lot of information behind this photograph that you can actually retrieve and to help you find out a little bit about more. What? Nothing. Go. So, this guy did exactly what Mickey Burrell did to this photograph. And he said that the photograph is so clear, that it was so steady, that the color is so perfect, he was able to find out what camera it was taken with, about what time, and it had to have been taken on a tripod because of the movement and pixelation and all that kind of stuff. And then right away he says it's fake because of all that. Because he says if you are up in the mountains and you have a camera and you see a Bigfoot, you're going to like be so scared, and you're going to get the camera and you're going to try to get it in focus, and you're going to try to take pictures of this thing. But what he analyzed the photograph is that the photograph was so perfect, it looked like the Bigfoot actually posed for the guy. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what do you think, Alan? You told me something before we started. Go ahead and tell me what you said.
Well, I mean, he's looking at a photograph, okay? And these guys, this Todd Standing guy, he does carry a tripod or like a single one. Mm-hmm. And he also has a couple of more videos on there. One where he has a flare and the thing is growling at him and he's screaming, get out. You could tell he is like, he needs to change his pants, right?
Right.
He shit his pants. You know it.
Right.
Now on the picture, he says that's a 5-year-old. You see it wink, and then this guy is not checking out a video. He's checking out a photo.
Okay.
Now, if I had a video where a good video that I set up a tripod and I got an HD close-up of this thing in the trees winking, I could put that on an HD big screen later, and I could set up a really nice camera, and then I could take pause that thing and take a shot of it. And I think that's what he was actually looking at was, the guy playing the video back and then pausing it in his studio, and then you set up a camera and take a picture of it. I mean, there's so many people that, I watch a lot of videos and stuff all the time, especially Bigfoot, that people, they talk and they're walking along and they nobody has anything like Todd Standing.
No.
Absolutely not.
Really?
Yep, really.
God.
So I think he took a picture of a video. And how many videos do you watch where somebody sets up a video camera behind them, and then they're playing, like, what's his name? All them guys, and they're going over somebody else's Bigfoot video, and then they're talking through it, and you're seeing everything, and they're actually taking using an HD camera, looking at a monitor, while they talk about this video, and they tell you why or why not it's not a Bigfoot, And so I think he was just taking a picture of a video.
Now, obviously, that is out on Facebook right now, so hopefully Todd Standing will come out and rebuttal against that.
Well, and then, Les Stroud and I read some stuff about the professor, Jeff Meldrum. They're not saying whether he's telling the truth or not. They're holding, judgment still, and like Les Stroud on the very last part of the show said that now he knows where it is. Mm-hmm. He's going back, and there'll probably be Bigfoot Bigfoot Survivor Man 3.
Well, actually, that's coming out like this week, I think. I heard that's coming out.
Oh, I didn't hear that, but
Yeah, the next episode is coming out. So that's what I saw on TV.
I know that 2 made it where after watching that one where he was with the flare and
Right.
these big old huge trees all, like wrenched in together and stuff, makes you wonder, why do we even go out looking for this thing, After I saw what I saw, they're
to
not,
make you a believer out there. That's why.
but they don't mess around. They're
Exactly.
big.
Yeah,
they are
I know.
really big.
I know. It's we just need that one video and that one good photograph, man. It's
Well, did you hear Todd Standing in that show? He said when they were interviewing him, well, when I bring back the body and throw it down right in front of you, it'll be over, right? All the questions will be over. That is what he said.
and that right there should have ticked off a lot of people, because in order for that to happen, he's gonna have to kill one.
That's
But
what he said.
what is he gonna do? Kill one with his fingers? He doesn't have any weapons as he goes up there.
Well, they tried getting him. It seemed, it was close.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on, wait. Go ahead.
You cut me off. Wow. What if your parents had breaking news?
Well, they should call my wife.
No.
Breaking news.
So, we shall see. We shall see on that whole Todd Standing. Right now, it's just like a soap opera. We're gonna let it play through and see where it goes.
Man, I want the thermal imager. I want a good thermal imager. I think that's the only thing keeping us from having really good stuff. I mean, we've been out there. We have audio of them. We have them talking. We have them roaring. We have them whistling. I mean, we have pictures from game cameras, and then David Ragosa went out there and has video of them with still shots that we got off of it. When we go out there, they're there.
Right.
They whistle at us, all kinds of stuff. Every time we go out, they let us know they're there.
Something happens.
Every single time.
I think they're getting used to us.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I mean, and then they put the trees. I mean, like I was talking to Kathy Strain, and then she did the interview with us on Monsters and Mysteries, and she said that when they put trees, they're telling you they don't want you there. They don't want you there. So, we'll see. When they're roaring, that told me they don't want me there.
But what did we do a couple weeks ago? We still went.
Yeah, we did.
And we walked in. We didn't drive. We walked in a long ways.
I want to go next time.
Pulling a wagon.
Yeah, and sat down and had lunch and
Fell asleep. And then one actually did something, and I woke up and I went, "What the hell was that?"
yeah,
I go, "Did you hear that?" Yeah.
yeah, it actually woke Jeff up.
Yeah, well, yeah. We were all coming. We were there for about 4 hours in one little spot. And we had chairs. I was literally taking a nap, and something screamed, and I went, "What was that?" And we were in the middle, and there was no people down there because the gate was locked.
Yeah.
So we walked in 2.5 miles, way at the very bottom, where we put up our chairs. And I had a wagon with air filled tires, and I pulled it all the way in there with our ice chest and folding chairs and a milk crate with my climbing belts and gaffs, because we had 2 cameras at about 12 feet up that I had to gaff up a tree to retrieve the SD cards, and those are the pictures that Alan showed you with 7 deer in one photograph.
Oh, before we go on, what do you think of those toads? You know how they're endangered?
Oh.
I know we only got like 10 minutes, but I
Oh.
wanted to ask.
Okay, the government has coming out and is going to put a not a restriction, but they're put them on the endangered
Yeah.
species, like 2 or 3 little stupid toads or
Frogs or
frog or
toads
something up in the Sierra Mountains. And you hear about it? Yeah,
No.
yeah. In June, they're going to pretty much come out with new laws on where you can go now up in here in the Sierras only. Right here.
Is that why they put all those fences and everything up?
No, that was fences for us.
Oh, I know that.
So
okay.
y'all got to get out there before June.
Well, you know
It
what?
was like we took Finding Bigfoot there, and the week later, there was big old pole fences and gates
there was $100,000 worth of fencing that they just put up right
Yeah.
after Finding Bigfoot left you guys.
And so far, the Jeep's already figured out how to go around some of it.
So, they're up there. They know they're there. We know that they are there, and they know we know. So they're trying to prevent us from going out there. Now, somebody actually made a comment and thinks that maybe, that Rick actually said this, and said maybe there's another reason why they're going to definitely prevent anybody from going up there to a higher elevation, or where we go, because where we go is about 5,500 feet.
It's not that high.
And you know, these frogs and stuff, actually we've seen salamanders and stuff where we're at crossing this, right? So I'm assuming those frogs are there. That if they put a limit on where you can go, you know, if the SHIT hits the fan, you know, you can't run and hide. Like I've actually said on my show about 4 years ago, that when the SHIT hits the fan, we're hooking up the fifth wheel and throwing everything in it, and we're going to go up to the mountains and we're going to go hide. But the only problem is, if the SHIT hits the fan, the military are going to be up wherever the roads take you up to the mountains, like the 4 lanes, 180, all of the back road. They're going to put a couple Hummers up there with a couple of machine guns, and they're going to say, nope, turn around, you cannot go up here. And that includes all the national parks, all the camping grounds. They don't want people going up there and hiding, because that's what they fear. They want to make sure they have control of everybody. Right. By doing this at an earlier stage, in case something does happen, you know,
kind of like they're doing to that Cliven guy, saying the turtles or
Bundy, the Bundy dude.
Yeah.
I'm right now on that. I'm still on the fence. I don't know. You know, I heard that, you know, he hasn't really been paying his money or his
to the state. But only that's not the federal government. Federal government is after him.
But that's a state thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and if like, why did they kill the cows? I mean, if he really owed the money the government says they did, why did they bury all of those cows? Why did they kill them? They would have sold them
for money.
Yeah.
Man, think about that.
I mean, I don't follow it. I don't.
Right. I don't either.
I just see little, you know, people posting on Facebook like crazy.
Right.
You know. I mean, that one's a big one.
Yeah.
But I could see where that could be like the frogs. You know. I think everybody needs to like quit being so like kick back and like the Legoland or Lego movie.
Right.
I think everybody needs to maybe start writing letters and making phone calls to their state senators saying, we're voting you out, all of you.
I don't. Yeah, that's good luck.
I mean, if we all got together, we could change the world. But
you know what? What's going to change the world is the revolution. That's what's probably going to do it.
Yep, the Beatles. Remember that song?
No, I'm too young.
Oh.
So when I was watching the whole Bundy thing, you know, come into play, there are people who don't even know Bundy who took their guns and they went out there and they were willing to die for this guy, and they don't even know him. Yep. And all the sheriffs and federal, they looked at these people with guns and weapons and they went, I'm not dying here. And the federal police and all those guys turned around and took off. You know,
they were going to shoot Americans.
Yeah.
Oh, that's something. Well, I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
I mean, Americans shooting Americans. Come on.
Yeah, and you know what? The Oath Keepers were there too, weren't they? I think the Oath Keepers were there. And
see, I don't have TV anymore. Yeah. I cancel my TV. I don't watch the news. I don't watch TV. No more American Idol.
You're not missing anything. So
I just want to know who got kicked off last week. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't even know what's going on there. I don't watch American Idol anymore. I used to a long time ago, but otherwise, yeah.
I'm on the internet only now.
Yeah. And that's where it's going, internet.
It really is. I watch everything everybody else does if I want, but mostly I'm like that video that I put. I was the one that brought that video up of that guy. There was only 17 views on that one walking through the snow, and I found it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And
that was fairly new, though, right? I mean, they just
put it up. The day they put it up, the day I found it, had 17
How did you find it?
My YouTube is going off the hook, man. I mean, really, and I'm loving it. It's great. And you know, and what I do is I subscribe, and what happens is they send me emails. YouTube does, and says, hey, you know, you should check this video out or that video. And then when you're watching the video, on the side of it,
right,
it has a whole bunch of other videos related, you know. And that one popped up. I was like, wow.
Wow.
And then, you know what's weird? I found it, and we have this lady named Elizabeth that
Martinez.
She posted, yeah. When I went with the I'm going to share it on my Facebook. As soon as I hit Facebook, there's the video. Elizabeth had it already posted.
Oh, she's on top of it all the time.
I was like, man, she must be getting like on the same kind of YouTube vibe I am. That was.
Yeah, she's on top of crap. I tell you, go for it, Elizabeth. More
Yeah,
power to you.
Don't stop, because some of it's really good.
More power to you. Elizabeth and Marla. Marla's on the earthquakes. Matter of fact, we go at it. And sometimes she beats me a lot on the earthquakes, and she posts all the earthquakes, the ones that we need to know about. But sometimes I beat her, and she goes, "Damn it, Jeff, you beat me on this one." But
yeah, like what, by seconds?
Yeah, we're talking 10 seconds, 15 seconds. So hey, this is the kind of fans that we have out there, and they're willing to keep all of you guys updated on what's going on, and we appreciate that. We can't do this by ourselves because we have lives, we have families and jobs and all that kind of stuff. So people like you out there who find stuff that our fans would appreciate, man, put them on my wall. Okay, so we appreciate that. Cause a lot of this stuff I would never even be able to find if it wasn't for Elizabeth or Marla. And
yeah, find us on Facebook. I still have like a bazillion friends I could have still. I don't know about Jeff. But only I've been trying to go to we have a Paranormal Central like page.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to.
It's hard.
With all the stuff I got going on, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard.
But every time I see you post something I try to get over there and put it on that, or if I think, or I'm posting it on the website, I try to put it on the Paranormal like page also.
Okay.
Especially, and I'm going to start, like, everybody go to Dark Matter Radio Network and like the like page. Okay, go to Dark Matter Radio Network and like the like page on Facebook.
Everybody right now.
Yeah.
Go.
Everybody go over there and like it.
What was it again?
And share it with your friends, too. It's Dark Matter Radio Network, right? Is Keith listening? Did I get it right?
Dark
Matter. They can go to artbell.com.
Darkmatterradio.net.
Oh.
Okay. That works for me.
That's the website, but the Facebook.
Oh.
Facebook?
What's the Facebook link? Well, anyway, if you go to the Dark Matter Radio or artbell.com, you'll find where you can click on and be a Facebook like page on there. So, okay, guys, that's it. Thank you very much for tuning in. We had fun.
It was fun.
My name is Jeffrey.
You had as much fun.
And Alan Thomas, Jeffrey Gonzalez, and Emerald. We want to thank you very much for tuning in. Muchas gracias, and we'll see you next week. Same place.
Bye.
ParanormalCentral.net. Take care. Artbell.com. See ya.
You have been listening to Paranormal Central with Jeffrey Gonzalez and Alan Thomas. Broadcasting worldwide at ParanormalCentral.net and on ArtBell.com. Stay tuned for next time. Remember to keep your eyes to the skies. And we hope you witness something you cannot explain.
I'm looking for you. You're looking for me. We have to decide what it will be. Can it be true? Can I believe?